Imagine that a vaccine has been designed to protect children all over the world from infectious diseases. Now, what if I told you that this vaccine is being blamed for causing autism in children? Would you or would you not believe me? While it is extremely common for parents to vaccinate their beloved children, there is a significant amount of individuals who choose not to, believing that it causes more harm than good. More specifically, many people are convinced that the MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine, a vaccine developed to protect children from these viruses, is affiliated with the development of autism spectrum disorders. Now, if you are interested in learning more about this conspiracy theory and why it is misleading, keep on watching, as I will be breaking down the misinformation in this conspiracy theory that do not hold up to its claim. To begin, this conspiracy theory was rooted from Andrew Wakefield, a former British physician and researcher. In 1998, Wakefield and his colleagues published a paper through The Lancet. The Lancet is a worldwide trusted medical journal known for their sources of medical health. The paper discussed his study regarding his hypothesis that the MMR vaccine causes inflammatory bowel disease, resulting in autism spectrum disorder symptoms in children. His study declared that all 12 children participating in the study had developmental delays, as well as 8 who had autism, and all had complained about the gastrointestinal problems within a month after receiving the vaccine. This theory begins to fuel fear within parents around the world. This ultimately led to a decline of about 2% of vaccinations in children between the years of 1999 and 2000. Wakefield's study is a strong example of post-hoc fallacy, as he believed that there was a link between autism from the MMR vaccine, simply because children received symptoms of autism spectrum disorders shortly after receiving the vaccine. However, in 1999, Christine Mellegard-Madsen, a Danish physician, performed a study on 537,303 children to determine whether Wakefield's study was accurate, which was released by the New England Journal of Medicine, a general medicine journal published by the most reputable practices in the world. Out of the 537,303 children, 82% had received the MMR vaccine. Madsen then looked at the amount of children that developed autism or autism spectrum disorders, which was a total of 736 children. He then compared this result with the vaccinated children and the non-vaccinated children. The study proved that there was no links between the children developing autism from the vaccine, proving the inaccuracy of Wakefield's study. Secondly, although this theory has been scientifically proven false, many celebrities have also added to the flames of supporting Wakefield's theory, expressing their support for being anti-vaccine, amplifying the media's perception of the link between autism and MMR vaccines. For instance, Jenny McCarthy, an American actress and model, has publicly shown her support for this theory and her commitment to being anti-vaccine for her children, after her personal experiences with the encounter of the vaccine. She stated that her 2.5-year-old son was diagnosed with autism soon after receiving vaccinations, also a claim based on post-hoc fallacy. More specifically, she noticed he became more aggressive and showed prominent signs of autism soon after receiving the MMR vaccine. She claims in an interview with Frontline that a month before her child was vaccinated with MMR, she had heard about the link between vaccines and autism for the first time. On account of this, she went to her pediatrician's office and said, "I don't want Evan to have the shot. I'm really scared." Her pathos response demonstrated the logical fallacy of appeal to authority, as she adhered to the hypothesis from Wakefield's study for the sole reason that Wakefield was a medical professional. In spite of that, in 2010, The Lancet retracted his study due to scientific misconduct. It was revealed that Wakefield had a financial conflict of interest, as he was found guilty of being paid by lawyers who were representing parents who were filing lawsuits against vaccine manufacturers. Additionally, investigations revealed that he misrepresented his data to fulfill his hypothesis. For instance, he used an extremely small sample size, including only 12 children from his study and excluding children who may have affected his hypothesis from being true, which overall demonstrated his immense use of bias. Lastly, in this scene published by Health Talk, where they interview parents who are against the MMR vaccine, it can be witnessed that the mother's fear pushed her to make the decision to not allow her youngest child to receive the vaccine.
But he hasn't had the MMR vaccine. I was too afraid. I didn't know if there was something.
As she believes that the vaccine caused her elder son to get diagnosed with autism. With the concern for her child's health, it triggered her to emotionally link both autism and MMR vaccines together. This is an example of appeal to emotion, as she made a decision on her child's health based on her own fear, rather than using scientific evidence. Despite the mother's strong belief in the theory, a significant misunderstanding between MMR vaccines and autism is based on their similarity in time. Symptoms of autism begins to typically show within the 2 to 3 years of age. This is also the same age frame for when toddlers receive the MMR vaccine. Since both circumstances occur within the same time frame, it may be perceived that the vaccine is what causes autism. However, that is simply a coincidence. In conclusion, it is undeniable that the MMR vaccine does not cause autism. So, if you are trying to determine whether or not to vaccinate your child, don't be afraid, as this conspiracy theory is filled entirely with false claims. Thank you everyone for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope I was able to shift the opinions of many individuals who initially believed this conspiracy theory.